Welcome to the programme. It is Darren with you until 12 o'clock today. 51552 to text. You can WhatsApp 087 187 9200 or email darren@rte.ie. Monday the 24th of August. We were saying it here. Do we still have a full week left of August, lads? I kind of mentally was going into wind down from summer now mode. But no! We've a full week to enjoy. Unless you're back to school, of course. Anyway, it's that weird, it's that wishy-washy time. It is still summer, but you're getting into the mode of school. We're here anyway. We're here all week between 10 and 12. Today, we're talking loads of different bits and pieces. What happens if you found love early in life and now you have to navigate big changes as a duo? Well, Kate and Katie from Togetherly will be here with some couples advice. We all have that children presenter that narrated our childhood. Well, now you have a chance to be that for someone else. How exciting. Coola Cahir are looking for new presenters on TG Cahir. Niamh Cronin will be here to tell us what they're hunting for. Plus, it's Electric Picnic weekend, and with all types of music taking to the stage, we are talking to some Ceilidh legends. John and Jack will be here from the Kilfenora Ceilidh Band. It's all happening this morning, lads. We're flat out.
Yeah. Get down situation, get down. No doubt, 95.
We're talking 2000.
Can you dig it?
With a little of this, and a little of that,
A little of
a little of this, and a little of that, a little of this, and a little of that, a little of this, and a little of that.
Check it. I got the gumptions to make your conjunction function. So honey, get it straight or be on your rollerblades and skate. My stops was fast like a rise, then it get you itching. My flow is crisp like a bucket full of Canis chicken. I move the beat like pottery. Lyrics flow like blood through the artery. With more rhymes and numbers in the lottery. You know my stilo, how my dough and watch me drop a flow. I wax it up and make it shine like I was mopping glow. So come on, baby love, let's put it on, no faking moves. Let's flip a coin on it, heads I win and tails you lose. Gotcha. Grand Pooba comes with all of that because I got my game in quarters in the laundromat. We keep it tight the way it's supposed to be while jealous snakes say, damn, you should have swallowed me. No doubt, cause we hit them with
A little of this, and a little of that, a little of this, and a little of that, a little of this, and a little of that, a little of this now, a little of that.
Dig it. I got to be one of the baddest rappers on the planet. I'm bagging honeys and they all got bodies just like Janet. I play it safe, never taking chicken heads for granted. I'm Superman and lowest types, my rhymes are Daily Planet. I got more promise than Thomas who makes English muffins. I do more sticking and chicken and stovetop stuffing. No doubt about it, hun. I hit from here to China. When I drop the D minor, watch me soggy your vagina. Grand Pooba stud doogie dropping Klondike. Prefer the chocolate like the outside of a Klondike. That's how it go and it's the way it's designed. So you can stroke me down, I don't mind. We keep it tight and that's the way it's supposed to be. While jealous snakes say, damn, you should have swallowed me. Dig it, cause we hit it with
A little of this, and a little of that,
just a little
a little of this, and a little of
It
that.
gotta be
A
that
little
shit.
of this, and a little of
It's
that.
just a little
of this, and a little of
It
that.
gotta be that shit. Take your time. The way it's designed as we ease your mind in a 95 flavor, no doubt, no questions asked. Cause we fulfill our task as we keep it real like Jill. You know what I'm saying? We gonna move it on for the year 2000 as we pick up all you New York City style representing to the fullest. Live your life. Live your life. Live your life. Live your life. Just live your life. Live your life. No doubt. That's what we talk about. Fox
Just get down
Jay Black.
with bamboo and start to get down. Get down with bamboo and start to get down. Get down with bamboo and start to get down. Get down with bamboo and start to get down. Big Jeff in the house, the Naru in the house. And the K to the I to the D is in the house. 2000.
About throughout the show. 51552 to text. You can WhatsApp 087 187 9200 or you can email darren@rte.ie. Starting the show the same way we always do. The stories that caught our attention this morning. It's a big day for the Sure, everything nowadays is built to break, gang. Did I deliver that well, Adam? He's laughing. Thank you. New EU-wide product repair regulations have come into play today. The rules designed to encourage consumers to repair rather than replace products. So, most of the time, the reason you replace something is that repair is, the worst option. It might be the most expensive. It takes a long time. It's generally just not a good option. You're like, I may as well just buy a new version of this. But the rules are hopefully going to change all of that. So they mean that people now have the right to request manufacturers repair products that are technically repairable under EU law. How fantastic is this? The repairs also must be done for free or at a reasonable price and within a reasonable time frame. It doesn't apply to absolutely everything. So at the minute they apply to household and electronic products like washing machines, vacuum cleaners, I'll come back to that in a second, mobile phones and tablets. Where will you find this helpful? So, the laws come with a handy national repair directory that will help to locate those repair services. In Ireland, it's repairmystuff.ie and it's already live. Isn't this just absolutely brilliant? Repairmystuff.ie. Head over there for all of the laws and rules and regulations. But yeah, it's a good day for me. Actually, no, maybe it's too late for me. We have a wireless Hoover. We've had it for probably 3 years now. And like that, bit by bit, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's not smelling great. That's not functioning very well. Will we clean it? Blah, blah, blah. And we've done all the possible bits you can do at home, right? Google how to do it. Look up the YouTube tutorials. Clean out filters. Wash certain parts. The main problem for us was it was starting to smell like dog because we have a dog that sheds a hell of a lot. So we did all the cleaning bits and genuinely did everything you need to do. I was really patient with it. I'm usually quite bad at sticking with these things. My attention wouldn't be great. But I did it. I took it all apart, washing under the tap, letting it dry on the radiator overnight, all that stuff. Put it back together. It initially smelled like dog. It now smells like wet dog. It's hell on earth. But we're too stubborn to buy a new one or to actually go and get it officially repaired. But now my mind has been changed. I'm going to look up the laws, the rules and regulations, see what I'm entitled to and see how it can be fixed. Have you ever successfully repaired something yourself at home, like the likes of a Hoover or whatever? Now, I know technically ours wasn't broken, but it kind of is, I suppose. If it's smelling gross and making the house smell gross when we use it, it's like the heat off the back of it just like expels this wet dog smell. It's awful. So it's actually functioning. It'll suck up the dirt. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a rant about it now. Let us know, 51552, WhatsApp 087 187 9200 or email Darren@rte.ie. What have you successfully repaired yourself, or what have you tried and it's gone even worse for you and you had to buy something brand new because you made a hames of it? Moving along. It's that time of year where students' their focus is turned from results to accommodation. And we actually touched a bit on this last week when we were chatting results and anxiety and nerves around results with Dr. Amy Watchorn of St. John of God University Hospital, where it was all about results last week, but so quickly it changes from that to the shift of like, oh God, it's not just that my results came out and that, whatever that means for you. It's the life shift of that then means I might get that course, which means I could be living here or living there. Am I going to be living in shared accommodation? Am I going to have to try and find something different? Anyway, some research carried out by the Department of Higher Education would make you hope that it'll be a little bit less of a problem when it comes to looking for accommodation. They have found that in general, 63% of people who have a spare room and live within 5 kilometres of a college would consider offering up accommodation. 63%. So that percentage comes even higher when you look at homeowners under 35, though I'm sure that that's kind of a small number to start with. But anyway, 82% said they would consider offering accommodation. Now, at this stage of my life, I don't know if I would do it. First of all, I don't live within 5 kilometres of a college. But even if I did, I don't know if I would do it at this stage of my life with a baby. More so for the student. I don't know if I'd want to inflict that on them. The biggest reason given for not renting a room is concern over having a stranger in the home. That's the biggest reason given for people who wouldn't do it. It's a little unfounded though, because 65% of homeowners were positive about providing accommodation, with 22% reporting no negative side. Have you done it? Have you ever rented a room to a student, or did you rent a room in a lived-in home? And how did it go? How did you find the whole experience on either side of it? We'd love to know. Positive and negative. 51552, WhatsApp 087 187 9200. Now, the summer sun, it was fabulous for all of us, but it has been even great for Irish tourism. No surprise there, right? The stats are in, lads. We're nearly at the end of the summer. We've 1 week till the 31st of August. Research from iReach has found 880,000 families took a staycation this year. A lot of people discovering what's on our doorstep. Goes without saying, good for people to see their home. Guilty. I have still to this day not gone to Kilmainham, and I've lived within probably, I know, Adam, it is a shock. I've lived probably an 8-minute drive from Kilmainham Jail my entire life, and I've still yet to see it. But I will. I'm going to do it this winter. Anyway, sorry. It goes without saying, it's great to, explore what's on our doorstep. It's also great for local business because those staycations average out at about €1,180 per trip per family, per bloke, per egg. So it sank around €1 billion into local economies. It's a rise in number, but it's also the start of a trend. So 29% of adults said they were more likely to choose a holiday in Ireland instead of travelling abroad compared with last summer. So that's up from 25%. So 25% last year, 29% this year said they were likely to choose a holiday in Ireland. Money did play a part. There was a lot of self-catering accommodation, free activities and supermarket bought treats included in the research. I imagine the sunshine was a massive help this year. People a little more hesitant to travel abroad where temperatures had gone from a cosy, mid-20s to 30s, especially at night time. Anyway, did you see a new part of Ireland this summer on your staycation? What about next year? After the summer we've had, are you thinking, God, I'm going to bank on it being nice again next year for the majority of the summer with climate change and the way things are going. So I'm going to stay here and not book a flight and just plan to stay in Ireland. Did you do it this year? Where did you go and what did you see? And would you do it again next year? Or have you never done it and you want to do it next year? 51552. WhatsApp 087-187-9200. Traitors Fever, guys. It's kicking off. How exciting. This Sunday, episode 1 of season 2 of the Irish Traitors is happening. So, for those who don't know, applications opened to the public almost a year ago. So it was in September 2025 when the first season was underway. And since then, the makers have been coming through trying to find our faithfuls, but more importantly, our traitors. Siobhan McSweeney, that was a bit of a Siobhan. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm just talking to Adam, really. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Siobhan McSweeney has been saying that almost every person who applied this year wanted to be a traitor. So we're off to a good start. The show had more than 8,000 applicants for this year's series, but who specifically are applying? This is so interesting. On the back of Paddy's success, it looks like there isn't going to be a prison officer left in Ireland because 127 of them applied to be on the show. Hashtag inspired. Not just that, but several members of An Garda Síochána are in the mix as well. Other confirmations. There's no change in the money. That's staying the same. They have had to update the security in the hotel where the contestants stay. This is interesting. So apparently they had to fill the gap under the bedroom doors because we discovered last year people have been looking under the door of the hotel, that gap, and recognising shoes. It never worked for them, but they got to know the footwear of various members of the production team. There you go. Some interesting facts ahead of Sunday. We're very, very excited. Erling Haaland. We're on to the hard news stories this morning. Okay, obviously, across the World Cup, people were obsessing over him. His hair in particular. He's also Manchester City superstar, of course. So during the amount of memes that came out across the summer, Gothoben, he has gone and cut his hair. In a vlog post, he spoke about the decision.
I was thinking about doing it straight after the World Cup, but we were so busy, so I didn't do it. Season starts now, so it's time to get a fresh start and everything. The only thing is, Zlatan told me, never cut your hair, because your strength is in your hair. I'm a bit nervous. I want buzz cut, like I've been in military.
No, but you know what? The Vikings, they go short as well.
Long hair. I might go like that. What do you think? No, I'm not gonna do it.
Can you grow a beard like that?
No. But it's coming. 5 years I'll have it, I reckon.
You of course need the visual, so go over to his Instagram. Just the casual 12 million likes on the photograph. So it's just at Erling on Instagram. Have a little look at the new do. I think it suits him. He kind of has one of those great faces that any haircut suits him. Well done him. Good stuff. And finally, over to Scotland, because news today, Carl Mullen, hold on to your knickers. There's news that there's been a 13th sighting of the Loch Ness Monster. recorded this year. Cromwell has an obsession with the Loch Ness Monster. So it means that we're heading towards a record-breaking number of sightings in 1 year. Now, not every sighting is recorded in the official sightings register. Claims are put forward and then either accepted or denied. It's nice to know that there's a system there. Because, I mean, it'd be happening willy-nilly every day otherwise. In July, John and Jamie Wallace were the more recent to have an encounter. They took a picture of their sighting. It shows a black shadow just under the surface of the water. When are we going to accept that this is basically just like plants? No, sorry, that gets rid of the wonder of it all. It was officially accepted as a sighting and put into the register. 1996 is the year that holds the record as Nessie's most on-show year, with 17 accepted sightings. There have been over 1,100 sightings recorded ever. But John and Jamie sighting joins 10 other in-person sightings and 2 webcam sightings that have been reported in 2026. The hard news there between that and Haaland, lads. We're bringing it to you. 51552 if you want to get involved. WhatsApp 087 187 9200. Or you can email Darren@rte.ie. We want to know, have you ever rented as a student in a live-in house? Or have you ever offered accommodation to a student? 51552 WhatsApp 087 187 9200. Here's Post Malone. I had some help on 2FM.
You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? I only hit the curb 'cause you made me. You're telling all your friends that I'm crazy, like I'm the only one. Why'd you throw them stones at you? Had a wild heaven on it too, living in your big glass house with the view. I thought you knew I had some help. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you ain't helped me pull that bottle off the shelf. Been deep in every weekend. If you couldn't tell, they say teamwork makes a dream work. Hell, I had some help. You thought I'd take the blame for us a crumbling, go around like you ain't guilty of something. Already lost the game that you've been running. Guess it's catching up to you. You think that you're so innocent after all that you did. I ain't an angel, you ain't innocent. Can't wash our hands of this. I had some help. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you ain't helped me pull that bottle off the shelf. Been deep in every weekend. If you couldn't tell, they say teamwork makes the dream work. Hell, I had some help. It takes two to break a heart in two. Ooh, baby, you blame me, and baby, I blame you. Oh, if that ain't the truth. I had some help. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you ain't helped me pull that bottle off the shelf. Been deep in every weekend. If you couldn't tell, they say teamwork makes a dream work. Hell, I had some help.
FM Mornings with Darren Garrahy.
Sponsored by Maxol. Keep your car looking like new. Get every 5th car wash free with the Maxol loyalty app. Download it today.
Live music on 2FM.
The Fray. Autumn Light Tour. Live at the National Stadium, Dublin on November 12th. Tickets available now. Don't miss The Fray. Live at the National Stadium. Tickets available now.
Live music on 2FM.
With SuperValue's Real Rewards prices, you can now get weekly savings on thousands of products when you scan at the till, like fresh Irish stewing beef, €3. €9 wines, including select range from Wolf Blass Eaglehawk. Plus 6 to 8 pack cans like Bulmer's Original Irish Cider from $11.50. New Real Rewards prices from SuperValue. Yes, you scan. DRS applies. Please drink responsibly.
Your RTE radio app.
2FM. Fuan the cheated.
In my head, you lay down next to me, kiss my lips, hold me carefully, say goodbye, and feel all the withdrawals. But it's not the same. In reality, I say your name, but you don't get back to me till you got something you need me for. So I sing just to know I'm alive, and I cried all the tears I could cry. If happiness is just an illusion, you are the best I ever had. If you can't be what I want, and the things you say aren't true, all I need is the great expectation of you. Expectation of you. The tracks of my tears go back for years when I was young. I've always had the fears one would leave, so I held on so long. But to each their own, you come and go, a life's black and white, but I go back and change the plan just to have you in the way I want. So I sing just to know I'm alive, and I cried all the tears I could cry. If happiness is just an illusion, you are the best I ever had. If you can't be what I want, and the things you say aren't true, all I need is the great expectation of you. I sing just to know I'm alive, and I cried all the tears I could cry. If happiness is just an illusion, you are the best I ever had. If you can't be what I want, and the things you say aren't true, all I need is a great expectation of you. All I need is, all I need is you.
Can't get enough of her. Sienna Spiro, that is Great Expectation here on 2FM Mornings. It's now 10:31 a.m. Now, not all, but some romantic relationships run from young adulthood to all the good and bad sides of being an adult. How can couples stay together as their lives grow in different directions? Well, Kate Shannon and Katie Walker, relational psychotherapists at Togetherly, are here to talk about it all. Ladies, welcome.
Thanks for having us on. Hi.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. Katie, I'll come to you first, right? Yeah. Before we get into the topic, why did you both decide to set up Togetherly, and what is or was your approach?
Yeah, thanks. Well, firstly, thanks so much for having us. So, look, as I said, we're both couples therapists, and we just felt there was something missing in the space. And when I say that, a lot of couples reach out when they're in crisis, and that's where couples therapy works, and that's amazing. But when we look at individual therapy, we've really come a long way in saying maintenance therapy, like let's work on ourselves before we actually get to the crisis. So when we get to the crisis, we have the toolkit, and then we're actually able to get through it, opposed to having to kind of fall flat when it happens. And nothing's out there for couples. So we put this platform together to say we have a program that is your maintenance toolkit. You work through it, you get the tools, so that when actually something inevitably always does, because that's life, how can it not? But, you know, the pressures of a child coming into your life, or maybe there's a bereavement or work stress, whatever it is. We wanted something to give that additional support to people. So that's why we came up with Togetherly.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you talk about maintenance therapy, I think people probably find it really hard to, you know, apply themselves to that when they're in a time where they, as you mentioned, they feel they don't need it until they hit a crisis. They're like, but we're going fine. We're coasting, but in a good way.
Yeah, no, completely. And I'm like, that's the time, because that's the time when you actually have the space.
Yeah.
Because you see, when you come in crisis, we have to kind of get out the crisis, Then we have to kind of ground you. And then we have to bring in the tools. And then you go off and have the experience. And then next time, yes, you're a lot better. But I'm like, will we just maybe not do the crisis? Come in when you're in a really good space. So you can say, I really want to, understand us better, especially when people have been together for like that long period of time, or you meet when you're really young. It's like difference of worlds, difference of life, understand that. I think it's a really beautiful thing that people can do together.
Togetherly. Thank you. Kate, to come back to why we're here, right? And I guess, people starting out in relationships and then moving.
It's a really interesting part of this work, actually, to witness all the different stages of people's lives when they do come together, and then to meet them in the place where they might be growing apart. And there is a reason why people come together, which I find so interesting, obviously, as a psychotherapist, really interested in people's behavior, but people are drawn together because they share the same values, typically speaking, beliefs, opinions, attitudes, and their differences are also what complements them. So this is where it can get tricky. So what brings you together in the first place, often like in a shared social space, so like university, college, all those places, work, and they have that kind of mutuality, like a feeling of sameness between them. And then it's like also what is kind of the unconscious pull is their differences. So you could have one person who's really shy, like observant, the quiet person in the room. And then you might have another person who's quite loud, confident, outspoken. And typically speaking, this is what we call a couple fit. So what they see different in the other is what draws them to them. Mm-hmm. But of course, that's again what brings them together. But later down the line, the person who is quiet and shy or observant might feel like, oh my God, my partner is actually too loud. Like, please.
Reel it in.
You're taking up too much space in the room here, buddy. Or,
yes.
And so those differences that we often see as couples therapists is what is kind of making them feel incompatible. Okay. And that incompatibility can quietly erode that feeling of incompatibility. Okay, it's not necessarily incompatibility, but it might quietly erode connection. And that's where they often come into therapy, is that feeling of like, we're no longer a good fit. We don't work together. So what brought them together is like that shared sameness, but then those differences they can no longer tolerate.
Okay. So Katie, if a couple realise that they want different things, right? Maybe one wants to, move abroad to advance their career or just try new things, while the other wants to settle down and, be around family, be at home. Yeah. How do they work through something like that?
Yeah, so I suppose one of the things is to say that it's knowing that is normal.
Yeah.
Knowing that we all have different things that crop up. It's kind of the life cycle and where we're at. But talk about it. I mean, how simple is that? But it's not, is it?
It's not.
No one does it. So what we actually do is we say, oh, you got a job in Australia and you're going to leave. So internally we say, you're going to leave me. I'm not going to have any friends over there. How am I going to function? You've got the job. I don't have the job. And that's the vulnerability piece. And that's the piece we want to get to. But instead we say something like, I don't want to go. You're doing this to me. How could you do this to me? And then that's a defense. And then the other person attacks and criticizes. And then we're in the cycle of shutdown. We never resolve it. And actually, maybe one person goes off to Australia and the other one is left at home. Whereas if we actually break that down and actually talk to each other and say, and when I say talk to each other, actually hearing what the other's saying, understanding each other's vulnerabilities. So what is underneath that, first kind of statement that comes out? And I'm always saying use I statements. So if I say, I feel, it's a lot better than you made me feel.
Yes.
Simple, but it just takes that criticism away, that defensiveness away, that doesn't make you get into that cycle. So yeah, it might sound simple saying talk about it, but, we have to talk about it to understand the other's perspective. And of course, it's going to become, we're going to have to compromise at some point, but we can compromise from a place of knowing how the other one feels, opposed to kind of pushing.
Oh, it's so hard though in the moment. I'm just thinking of my own scenarios where I'm like, God, I was so mean that time. They said, did this, you said this. And like, really what I meant was I felt like this because of whatever. It's
exactly.
so difficult.
It's such a different one. Yeah, because like we do feel attacked. We want to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, how could you come at me like that? But knowing it's a vulnerability. Yeah.
Kate, a lot of couples say that they don't fight. They say things are fine, but how can conflict be a part of a healthy relationship? Because not fighting can often be a sign of something else.
Yes. Well, the first thing to understand is that conflict is actually not the enemy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict is something that we're all afraid of for very good reason, just like what Katie was saying there. It's basically about learning how to move into these difficult conversations. Avoidance is something that we all do in life. Like, I'm really good at it too. Like, those hard conversations, I just want to run the other way. I'm just, no, thank you. And couples who say, okay, we don't fight, we're fine, it's usually something that's underneath. It's usually something that they're trying to avoid because it feels too uncomfortable. So like one partner's anxiety about talking through something really hard, even something like really simple, like, the dishes, the laundry, the mental load, the shared responsibilities of domestic life. Like, they may not want to bring it up because it'll bring them into a place of conflict and it feels scary. And one person's anxiety about that can trigger the other person's overwhelm. And that brings a couple into a place of shutdown. Or, they can go the other way. It can blow up. It can get explosive. It can be, angry yelling. And avoidance is often this kind of silence, and it can be quite corrosive over periods of time, and resentment can really build.
Yeah.
And we all know what that feels like. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. And it's really important to bring this into a space where we're kind of normalizing that feeling of discomfort. And it's even present in friendships. We could say it about having female friends. We have these moments where we don't want to say the thing that we really want to say, but we just don't have the script or the kind of, I don't know if I can actually say it in a way where it's okay. Are we going to be okay here if I say this?
But you also don't want to be a nag, I find. Even with the small stuff around the house, say.
Yeah.
Those little resentments that build. You're like, once again, the shoes are in that place where you also need to put them.
If you don't stop it there, it becomes the big
one.
Yeah,
it blows up.
Even we could learn statements like, hey, I'm noticing. So I'm noticing that the shoes are there again.
Does that not sound passive aggressive though?
Well, if that's another conversation. So we could say, I know I sound passive aggressive here, and here we are again. And,
name it.
Just keep naming it. And do it when you're handing that person a cup of tea, or do it when you're like,
but that's calculated.
It's okay. It's about trying to normalize this.
Of course.
To be really serious about it, you could even say, I'm really anxious about this conversation.
Oh, yeah, okay. You can actually say how you're feeling.
Yeah. That's what we call the kind of meta communication, or the micro communication. Is this is a hard conversation. Instead of going in hey, this is what you did this, or da-da-da-da. I'm really anxious about this, but it's important to me because we both value this. We both value being connected. And so it's those little tiny bits where we can add in to help alleviate stress of those big conversations.
Katie, the idea of growing apart seems to come up a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think it really is people are actually growing apart, or do you think modern life is putting so much pressure on people? They're facing just challenges that maybe they've never faced in previous generations, and so it's the time we're living in that many people are struggling with.
I'd say first to acknowledge it could be both.
Yeah.
You could just be growing apart, and sometimes we have to acknowledge that. And that's also okay. So, but the other part of that is there is a lot of pressure on the relationship today. And when I say that, we've fallen into this idea of I need you to be exciting but safe. I need you to be familiar but also mysterious. All of these things. It's the other can't be everything for us. We kind of need to look outside a little bit for that. But that also brings up that little bit of life stages where we're at, in terms of course, inevitably things are going to get tighter and harder at certain points. And then at other points, we're going to feel okay. It could be small things like at the end of the day, we sit next to each other on the sofa, but we still feel really lonely in it. And it's how do we redesign the relationship so it works for these moments that we go through? And that's just about understanding. That is just knowing, oh, okay, this is a really tough time. We're not going to have all that space to do date nights every night of the week like we used to when we were like, you know, in our early 20s or whatever that looked like, because we have 2 children. So how can we make this a little bit more fun for us in a way that's not going to be, you know, a heavy lift? And then we have to take other things into consideration. I mean, say the housing crisis, for example, you know, couples are either living together and then they're back in family homes trying to save, or they've never been able to live together. And we all know when we go back into our family dynamics, we revert straight back into that 10-year-old girl. Yeah. And our partner's going, who are you?
I know.
You know, I do not recognize this person that's in front of me. But it's like just acknowledging it. It's a stage. We can talk about it. Let's check in. Let's do some active listening. And if we're really, really not able, let's seek support. It's okay to ask for help.
It's okay.
You know, knowing that.
Before we wrap up, really quickly, so for anyone who's listening, a couple who maybe recognise themselves in some of this, what's one thing they could do this week to start reconnecting? Kate.
Okay, yeah. I think just in terms of what we've been talking about today, like just having maybe an idea of what is it that I want to feel this week with my partner? What is it that I don't want to feel? Maybe making a request to have a hard conversation and making that as safe as possible. So like sitting down together, having some, you know, coffee, doing something you love together, having a bit of fun and just trying to make that hard conversation a little easier.
What about you, Katie?
Yeah, so I just want to come in from the aspect of like, can we just normalize relationships and say, look, they're tough sometimes and that's okay. Honest conversations, real support, you know, getting the tools that we need to just be able to understand, because by understanding, that's the thing that creates change. You know, if we keep going round having the same conversation over and over again, how do we expect us to kind of land a little bit differently? So be kind to yourself. When you're trying these things out, you know, it doesn't always land, and knowing that, and then, just kind of working through these moments.
Kate Shannon and Katie Walker, relational psychotherapists at Togetherly. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting to me today. You can find out more on letstogetherly.com.
Yeah, letstogetherly.com, and we're on socials at Let's Togetherly.
Thank you guys.
Bjorn RTE Radio Up 2FM.
Full the cheated.
You wanna sing with us? That's why you know you should be scared of us. Nasa looks again. Straight talk, sex appeal. One touch gives me chills, and we ain't even close yet. Rough neck all around, ain't been all over town. Show me how you get down, 'cause we ain't even close yet. And you got me feeling weak. Listen as I speak, 'cause I'm careful as a creep. You got me going crazy and you know I can't sleep. The watching your moves and you hypnotize me. You got me trembling like a little baby girl. You're so special, you're like diamonds and pearls. You got me spinning and you got me in a twirl. You're my number one baby and you come to rock my world. You're dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two of us. Oh, one night stand just ain't enough. I need some stimulation, baby. A little conversation, baby. You got me spinning round like crazy. There goes my baby. Scandalous, so scandalous. Scandalous, so scandalous. What? Hot stuff, head to toe. Where you go, no one knows. You smile, then it don't. And we ain't even close yet. Solid as a rock. How many ways can you hit the spot? Show me what you got, 'cause we ain't even close yet. And you got me feeling weak. Listen as I speak, 'cause I'm careful as a creep. You got me going crazy and you know I can't sleep. The watching your moves and you hypnotize me. You got me trembling like a little baby girl. You're so special, you're like diamonds and pearls. You got me spinning and you got me in a twirl. You're my number one baby and you come to rock my world. You're dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two of us. Oh, one night stand just ain't enough. I need some stimulation, baby. A little conversation, baby. You got me spinning round like crazy. There goes my baby. Scandalous, so scandalous. Scandalous,
2FM mornings with Doireann Garrahy.
Sponsored by Maxol. Cool down with the new Rosa iced coffee. Refreshingly chilled. In store now.
For a faster and easier way to get insurance online, search for the Quote Devil.
The Quote Devil's always got one hell of a quote.
Quote Devil Limited is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
2FM Drive.
With Laura and Katya.
Said our family banana sandwich has caused such disdain from future in-laws, etc. Bread, peanut butter, banana, and mayonnaise.
No, thank you. Chris and Sligo. Since I was young, I love banana sandwiches with tomato soup. And I dip the sandwich in the soup.
Okay, we've one more text.
We've one more. Lads, play a song before I vomit. Fair enough.
2FM Drive.
With Laura and Katya.
We're back today from 3.
Sponsored by Cadbury Snack. Need a quick breather? Grab a snack and start your messing.
On the RTE radio app.
2FM.
The side of the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kit Kat Club is proud to present something new, something different. So would you please give a warm welcome for the rhythm.
Well, I came here for something funky to happen. Is this Christmas? Cause everybody's rapping. Prepare to get sparked by the song that I sing. No, my name ain't Martin Luther, but I'm considered the king. Yo, my beats pumped by the mic I clamp. I don't need an amplifier. My brain is the amp. I got the beat to make you tingle, makes your body mingle. Like you got the fever for the flavor of a Pringle. We got say not so. I'm just like Picasso, a pioneer. I am here. Ask me how I got so fly. And this answer I can give them a new beginning, Stevie-O, and my dope rhythm. I serve the Lord Master, give a mental harm. My sole chief belief is that Islam. My beats pump, so let it grab ya. I got a trick, but my name ain't Alibaba. So open sesame, never heard the best of me. Bet you all the people in the place, I bet you the rest to see that it's a new beginning. My name, Kwame, and if you didn't know, I can tell you that I'm a Meliku brother, slicker than oil. Rap gets so hot, it makes the spit boil. The rhythm. Not the average rapper, the K is more. Rhymes like the thunderbolts of the mighty Thor. Be gone with yourself, cause I can conquer, boy. I break them C's like a Tonka toy. Smooth, suave, sour fair, debonair. Come in the party, yeah. I seen you stop and stare to hear the man who only had your head shook. You dress GQ, to me you got the Joe Dash look. Cause I'm a mystical, rap's a polyphysical. Asked about Kwame, hey, they say he is a cool fella. He's always mellow, he's never high, strong spark. When the mic is near him, it's clever, I run smooth like Moet. Recite just like a poet. Ain't my rhymes flam? Oh man, I know it. Cause when I'm on the mic, wild boys say, oh golly. Slip on my tip like the hip on poly grip. I go cameo, be on the Grammy show. I be as sleek as a chic out freak anyhow. In the pantyhose, pumping clothes, yo. My rhymes flam? Well, I suppose. Cause I might meander, throw a shenanigan. To say a fresh rhyme, yo, you know I can again. Cause I've destroyed, bust 'em like a hemorrhoid. Strong like a steroid, avoid the noise. The rhythm.